Chapter 17 opens on a gate swallowed by fog, and a mystery nobody can explain. A high-ranking priest has vanished into thin air. No struggle, no escape route. Someone meant to sabotage the Sun Festival, but their target disappeared before they could even strike. In the tension that follows, a woman in a purple dress turns to the only person she can still trust, Iser, and hands him the whole burden. He swears he won't let her down. Then the story cuts somewhere much colder. A body plummets from a rooftop into a frozen wasteland, screaming into the snow, and survives. When the survivor complains that his head feels warm, his companion casually mentions that he had to purify the wound on his scalp. Purify, as an actual divine power. And that single word detonates the biggest question of the arc. Who, or what, is Geo really? No monster can channel sacred energy. No ordinary hunter performs holy rituals like breathing. Whatever walks around wearing Geo's face operates on a level of devotion that shouldn't exist. At a street stall, a vendor reads their aura and asks if they've come for the Sun Cult's initiation ceremony, the great midwinter rite where a massive crowd gathers because it takes many souls to catch the elusive gaze of God. The vendor's youngest just became a priest, and if the boy isn't chosen at this ceremony, his whole future collapses. Everything in this city is quietly converging on that one winter night. Back at headquarters, the mood turns somber. Geo is asked if he plans to return to the portrait, and he only nods. The outside world is vibrant, alive, everything the painting isn't. But it doesn't feel like where he belongs. For a fragile portrait, reality itself is too terrifying to face. Lowering his own grade just to step outside nearly broke him. After one short trip, he sleeps for a full day, because for something like him, anything beyond those blankets is dangerous. Inside the painting, the rules bend. His assimilation rate reads a measly 14.8%. His synchronization with Giovanni runs weaker within the portrait's borders, and water slows it further still. Inside the frame, he isn't treated as a human at all, just another piece of art among art. So he packs sandwiches and goes to visit Elder Honey. What follows is one of the strangest, most beautiful sequences in the series. A quiet church hung with paintings of waves and sunsets. A polite request to enter, answered by an impact that shatters the silence. And then Geo is underwater, in a sea inside a painting, breathing like it's nothing, surrounded by glowing blue particles. He floats in the hush and asks himself the question that won't leave. Is his true nature still that of a painting, unbound by reality's rules? An ethereal face stirs beneath the waves, a being mourning a homeland that no longer exists. They share a submerged meal, the sandwiches kept dry by little miracles of air, and laugh at the absurdity of it under a canopy of drifting light. A blessing is given. A notification confirms it. Communication with the sun god, complete. And then the wave crashes. Somewhere else, a man in a suit is dragged away from his desk, grumbling about the sea being turbulent lately, and he's just been told something that shocks even him. Geo may have another identity entirely. Chapter 18 runs straight at that thread. The truth is leaking out. The observers watching Geo have started cataloging the cracks in his human mask. Ever since he lowered his grade to walk the world, his whole bearing changed. The arrogant, towering presence replaced by something with terrifyingly polished dignity. A king pretending to be a peasant. He claims he's an ordinary 29-year-old man, but to those beneath him, humans register as admirable ants. And when he gives someone a gift, it lands less like kindness and more like a blessing handed down from a higher being. Here's the chilling part. Staying human costs him. The transition is described as almost disgusting to witness. He carves away pieces of his true self just to keep wearing the shell. He looks tired now, and when water or holy power touches him, his form reacts on instinct, wielding sacred energy without even trying. Then the system itself confirms the scale of what he is. His name wasn't chosen. It was granted by the root itself. Try to check his details, and you hit a wall. The information is locked, forbidden for human eyes, sealed away by the root. The people watching him reach an ugly conclusion. Geo believes he's human, and is completely untroubled by how inhuman he actually is. That makes him a wild card carrying power that could end humanity, held with total, casual ease. Push him too hard, force him to face what he really is, and the fallout would be catastrophic. The story gives us one breath of calm. A girl and her teddy bear sharing crispy snacks. But even the comic relief is discussing his powers. He can drag food, jewels, even living creatures out of a sketch and into reality. So what happens the day he decides to draw something bigger? A landscape? A world? The answer starts growing in the wild. Deep in the countryside, someone stumbles onto a patch of mutated vegetation and strange, glowing seeds, his influence warping the land itself. And just as they reach for the mystery, the forest goes quiet. A violent strike splits the air, and a massive horned creature with a long, serpentine neck rises out of the foliage to face the intruder in its domain. That's where the chapter slams the door. Whatever Geo's paintings are leaking into the world, it's alive, it's growing, and it just noticed us.